How did that explosion impact your business?
The explosion impacted us significantly. For the first few weeks or the first couple months, mentally it destabilized a lot of the workers. For the company itself, it was a costly exercise, and the losses that we had in terms of material, equipment, the building and so on was significant, but not as significant as the loss of life. So financially, it has impacted the business significantly. When that happened, I had to move quickly to change the whole perception of what the quarry was like. So I immediately embarked on a redevelopment of the quarry, the garage, the facility, in an effort to remove any sign or remembrance of anything that was there at the time of the accident, so that none of the workers coming there would even remember it on an ordinary day. So that cost me some money as well, but I think it paid off, because 4 months into us doing work there, there's not a sign, there's not a trace, there's nothing that you could go there and see that would remind you of the accident.
Since the accident, the other workers from that quarry, since there's no blasting going on, have you laid them off?
I have tried and done everything to keep all the workers at work. You know, it's really bad for me to make workers pay for something that they have no control over. They're depending on me for themselves and their families. St. Lucia is at a bad time now when there's little to no work around. If I was to dismiss, lay off those guys, where would they go?
How old are you now, Ray?
52.
And at 52 years old, many would say that you've amassed a lot. Correct?
I guess they would say that.
Ray, when is enough enough?
Enough was enough when I was 32 years. I had gotten enough. I had enough at 32 years old. I had practically retired in my mind at 32 years old. But between the time I started and when I got to 32 years old, I had developed a habit, and that habit was work. So it continued and it grew. And by the time I was about 40, I think it was time again for me to retire again. But instead of I actually moved into much bigger, I took bigger risks, I did much bigger stuff, and I continue to do, even with the challenges that come through every day.
Tell me about the people in your life. Word is that you have a pint-sized lady driving a monster-sized truck. Tell me about her.
That's Savi, my daughter. Savi actually grew up like all the kids on the sites. Savi was actually driving the small 3-ton trucks at 8 years old. She was actually driving it and driving it loaded at 8 years old. So she knew how to drive from a very early age. Gifter, on the other hand, is a lot like me. Very bold and wanting to do stuff. She has done well. Gifter is the oldest one. She has done well. And very impatient originally, but under Navita, she has mellowed down and she has learnt a lot and she has been very focused. And now she's responsible for the outlet at our Lafayette new outlet, and now she's fully responsible for it. Mukesh is the other son, so he would be number 3. Mukesh is 18 years old now, and he's a big boy. He's done very well, and not as focused as the others, but I have now given him the responsibility of the canteen at the quarry. And it's not just the responsibility, but I actually gave it to him. We also have Parish, who is the other son. That's Mukesh's brother. He's 11 years old, still at school.
He's the little Bako boy.
He's a little Bako boy, but he doesn't want to work. He just wants to drive and operate.
But little Bako boy is operating a Bako like he's been doing it for 20 years.
Yes, because he's very smart and he goes on the internet and he learns all the stuff and wants to try it. But he doesn't want to do anything else but drive and operate.